Good evening. Welcome to the Online Criminal Justice Master's Program and Virtual Information Session. My name is Marcus Hanscom. I work in graduate admissions here at the University of New Haven, and I want to thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedules to join us. This is a great opportunity for you to learn a little bit more about our Online Criminal Justice Program, and I'm joined tonight by Dr. Wes Yantz. He's the program coordinator for the program. And he's a fantastic faculty member, really knows a lot of great stuff. And if you're going to take stats, you'll probably run into him at some point along the line. And so just briefly before we get started with Dr. Yantz, I want to point out on the right-hand side of your screen, there's a questions box. So if you have any questions as we go along, feel free to enter them in the box there, and I'll be periodically asking them to Wes throughout the presentation. We can get all your questions answered for you. Feel free to ask any questions you'd like. There's no questions out of line. We'll be happy to talk to you about anything related to the program, any kind of logistics for being online, admissions questions, anything you'd like to know. We're happy to provide that. So without any further ado, I pass the buck over to Dr. Yantz, and I hope you enjoy the session.
All right, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. My name is Wes Yantz, and as Marcus mentioned, I'm a faculty member in the Criminal Justice Department and also the academic program coordinator for this online Master's in Criminal Justice degree. Thanks for coming. I'd like to give you a little overview of the presentation. I'm going to provide first a brief overview of UNH and the Henry C. Lee College, a description of the criminal justice program, our faculty, and how our educational philosophy translates into online courses. Then I'll provide an overview and some of the essential details of the Totally Online Master's of Science in Criminal Justice degree, a brief description of the curriculum, then a description of the admissions requirement and process, talk very briefly about tuition, financial aid, and some important deadlines, and then give you a description of some of the common careers and employers for graduates of Masters in Criminal Justice. The University of New Haven is a private top-tier institution located in West Haven, Connecticut. We have over 1,700 graduate students coming from 38 states and 44 different countries around the world. We are known as a national leader in experiential education, a model that emphasizes practical application and experience in developing your knowledge. We bring that over to the online programs. And in our graduate programs in general, we've been offering graduate degrees since 1969. We have 30 degree programs and 25 graduate certificates, and we are accredited by the New England Association of Schools and Colleges, which is the primary accrediting body in our region. We've received some high accolades in the past couple years. We were recognized by the U.S. News Best Colleges listing, and also as being in the top 15% of military-friendly schools. We're probably best known for the Henry C. Lee College of Criminal Justice and Forensic Sciences, founded by and named after the famous Dr. Henry Lee, who's well known for being involved in the O.J. Simpson case, John Benet Ramsey case, Vince Foster case, and many others. Our college offers graduate degrees in criminal justice, including a PhD in criminal justice. We offer degrees in emergency management, fire science, forensic science, national security, and public safety. We're also home to the state-of-the-art Henry C. Lee Institute of Forensic Sciences, which has state-of-the-art classroom and laboratory facilities. Within the college, the Department of Criminal Justice has been educating professionals in the field for nearly 60 years. We were one of the first departments of criminal justice in the nation. And we've worked hard to maintain our worldwide reputation for excellence in criminal justice education. We're currently the second largest department in the nation in terms of number of faculty. We have given out the second most degrees, Master of Science degrees in the region, 9th most in the nation. So we're a very active program. Importantly, when you join the online Masters of Criminal Justice program, you're going to enjoy the same education that you would receive on campus, the same faculty, with all of their world and professional experience as law enforcement officers, FBI agents, crime analysts, investigators, detectives, police chiefs, defense attorneys, forensic psychologists. Myself, I'm a sociologist that studies the causes of crime. We really are a multidisciplinary department, and we bring all of that breadth and experience into the online courses. And we're very proud of the fact that we have our courses taught by our regular faculty. We're not outsourcing our teaching for this program. We also really buy into our philosophy. Honestly, we have a very well-articulated philosophy of education. It's based on the combination of practical professional-based experience and theoretical understanding and of research and policy. What we do is we create from that philosophy very interactive courses where you're constantly asked to apply new knowledge. You learn about a concept, and then we have you read a legal case and interpret that case based on the concepts that you've just learned. Discuss the case among classmates, and then come up with reasonable policies or alternatives or reforms based on what you've learned in that discussion. So you're constantly learning through hands-on application with your instructors and your peers. They're very interactive courses, and we're quite proud of the design of our courses right now. The goal of the program is really to prepare you for career advancement, whether that means starting out in a new career. Many of our students express an interest in a criminal justice occupation, receive an undergraduate degree that maybe is in criminal justice or maybe in one of the many other fields in the humanities and social sciences typically, but can't find the job that they'd like. And so they come back for their master's degree. Another good chunk of our students have 5 to 10 years professional experience as law enforcement, corrections, or court legal kind of services, and they want to move up. They realize that in the position they're in, if they want to become a higher level supervisor in their occupation, they really need to set themselves apart, and they want the master's degree to do that. And that's why we've designed the program. That's our goal, is to provide you with that step up. To give you an idea of the program itself, there are 36 credits required. Each course is worth 3 credits, so that's a total of 12 courses, plus a capstone, and all master's degree programs in the state of Connecticut require a capstone experience. In our program, that is a comprehensive examination covering the major areas of the curriculum. Importantly, all of our courses are online. That means you never have to come to campus to take a test, to take a lecture, to come to a lecture. Yet we bring the campus to you by providing you access to guest speakers, to orientation and student services, as well as bringing the rich content of our courses directly to your home or wherever you want to be online. The convenience of online education is really the major selling point for most folks. A major part of the convenience of this program involves the fact that we have 6 terms during a given year. We basically break our graduate trimesters into halves. They last for 7 weeks, and those 6 terms, begin roughly in August, October, January, March, May, and June. And really important about this is that you can start in any of the 6 terms, and you can still finish your degree in 2 years. You do this by taking, first of all, 1 course per term, so you can really focus on your studies in that one area. And secondly, each class only lasts 7 weeks. And so instead of taking 2 or 3 courses at a time for 14 weeks, you'll take 1 class at a time for 7 weeks. That way you can really focus in on the learning, give it your attention. We feel that that focused experience is really important for students at this level. Plus, it's convenient. You do things in one shot. You focus on the work for that one class. You finish it up, and then you're done and can move on to the next class. Generally, there is at least 1 week break in between terms. But again, one of the really nice features of the program is that you can begin during any one of the 6 terms that we offer. You don't have to wait till fall, for instance. The curriculum of the program is a combination, as I mentioned, of theory, focus, and application. So the core curriculum provides a lot of that social science foundation that is at the core of the field of criminal justice. Courses focusing on sociology, psychology, the law, philosophy, and several other fields of the humanities and social sciences constitute the 4 core courses. After completing those, students have the opportunity to select 8 electives, and those electives will help you to earn one of the really nice features of our program, which are the graduate certificates. And every student in the program should earn the Criminal Justice Management Certificate, with courses focusing on leadership and policing, predictive policing, problem-oriented law enforcement, and management of criminal justice institutions. So all students will complete those courses as electives, and then you have a choice. Some students will choose to complete the forensic computer investigation courses and earn that certificate, or other students will choose the victim advocacy and services certificate and take the courses related to that. I think this is a really important feature of the program, so that you have some flexibility in the courses that you take, yet everyone gets the same very strong foundation in the core areas of the field. Before I begin anything on admissions requirements, I haven't seen any questions, but I'd like to pause for a second. And if you have any questions, feel free to pass them along. Okay, so in terms of admissions, how do you get into our online program? Well, we've made it as straightforward as possible. First of all, just go to our website, and you can always find us at cjonline.newhaven.edu. There's a wealth of information on this website, multiple pages for everything from how to get started and why you should become an online graduate student at UNH to the first steps before classes begin after you've been admitted. If you go to that site, you will also see links to our application. Complete the application online. Feel free to contact one of our representatives in the admissions office if you have questions about that application. In general, we require of all of our students that they have earned their bachelor's degree, either a BA or BS. It does not have to be in criminal justice, by the way. We have students who have art degrees. We have students who have philosophy degrees, who have sociology degrees, who have masters in social work. Pretty much the whole range of undergraduate degrees are represented. We do have a minimum GPA of 3.0 for your cumulative studies. However, we will consider applicants if you have a lower GPA. Then we have some advice for how to boost your chances of being admitted. I'll go over that in a minute. We do require that you submit all official transcripts from every college you've attended, even if you did not get a degree. This is an important requirement because often we find the thing that holds up applications from being processed is, in fact, that not all transcripts have been sent in. So make sure you get all the transcripts sent. We also require 2 letters of recommendation. They should be from academic or professional sources. And I can strongly urge you to try to get at least one of the letters from an academic source, someone who's taught you in the past and who can speak to your academic potential, because that's really what will go the farthest in demonstrating you're a good candidate for the program. We also recommend that students submit a couple of pieces of additional information, although they're not required. And if you have a lower GPA, if you're not at that 3.0 threshold, then we strongly urge you to submit a brief personal statement, something on the order of 500 words, a page, page and a half, describing why you want to be an online graduate student at the University of New Haven, why the program is attractive to you, and what you think you can gain from being in the program. We also recommend that you submit a professional resume detailing your work history, your education, background, and skills that are relevant to succeeding at an online graduate degree. Importantly, the GRE is not required. You do not need to take it. Some students have already taken the GRE, and if you have, you can submit your scores as part of your admissions packet, and we will consider that as part of the admissions decision. After we've received all of your application materials, we generally can make a decision and communicate that to you first through email in about 5 to 7 business days, and then you'll receive a formal letter and packet through the postal mail. Then you should receive an email with details regarding registration for classes, buying books, how to obtain your UNH email account, and those kinds of things. I think we have a question if we want to take a break to answer that.
Yeah, the question was if we've already been accepted to the CJ program, could that be transferred to the online program instead of applying again?
Yes, there is a process for switching students who are currently enrolled or accepted with the campus program over to the online program. The exact nature of the process depends slightly on whether you've taken classes for credit or not, and how many. We would probably just need to sit down or over phone talk about the courses. I would take a look at what you've taken and what you're currently enrolled in, and then talk about your situation, because the specifics of how to do it are a little bit unique to each situation. But we have had quite a few students who have decided to complete their degree online. It's important to note that the courses that we have in the online program are the same courses that they have on campus. The same material is covered. Often online courses cover the material in a different manner, and I believe that we do a really good job of translating the content of our on-campus courses into online versions that are engaging and interactive, and often surprising to students in terms of how much they can learn and retain. So I would invite you to get in touch with me directly, and we can talk about the process for changing over if that's what is in your best interest and fits your needs. Any other questions about the admissions process or anything else so far? Okay. Just briefly about tuition and financial aid. Currently, the tuition rate is, sorry about that, is $775 per credit, which is $23.25 per class. Tuition is subject to change, and I believe that the tuition for the fall term is actually going to be announced shortly, and it will be slightly higher from what I understand, not by much. But just so that you know that the tuition can rise as the Board of Governors determines. Importantly, however, there are no fees for the online program. We've waived all student fees, so it really is a good value. In terms of financial aid, many of our students do apply for and receive federal direct loans or Stafford loans. The maximum loan amount per year is $20,500 if you're eligible, and most of our students are. You must be a U.S. citizen or eligible non-citizen, and it is a federal loan application that you have to fill out. So the FAFSA is required. You can go to fafsa.gov, read about the forms, and fill out a form, submit it, and make sure that you include the University of New Haven as a recipient of that information. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call or email our financial aid department. They're very happy to help students, and they're very good. Some important dates and deadlines just to be aware of coming up. We have 2 sessions beginning in our spring trimester. This first one begins May 6th and runs through June 24th. Applications for that term are due on April 24th, so that's coming up in about 14 days. The second term during the spring begins on June 28th and runs to August 16th. The application deadline for that term is June 16th. If you're intending to apply for one of these start dates and you're worried about getting all of your materials in, please don't hesitate to contact one of our admissions representatives or contact me directly and let us know your concerns, and we'll do what we can to help get all your materials together and get the application process done in time for you to begin. Briefly, I want to give you an idea of what you can get out of a Master's of Science in Criminal Justice. Most of the students in our program are very career-focused. They are getting their master's degree in criminal justice because they want to have a career in the field, anywhere from national security, law enforcement, corrections, probation and parole, working in the court system, and victim advocacy and services. And I'd say we have students that fit in every one of these categories and fairly evenly distributed because our program is very broad and multidisciplinary, so it serves a lot of professions. And some of our grads in the past have worked for these organizations, and you see everything from the Department of Justice and Department of Homeland Security and FBI at the national level down to state and local government agencies. It really is an impressive group of alumni that you'll be joining by getting your degree with us. I want to thank you for your interest in our Totally Online Master's program. I want to encourage you to visit our website at cjonline.newhaven.edu. Again, there's a wealth of information there. And then if you have any questions, feel free to call our admissions team toll-free. The number's on the website, but here it is for your convenience. Feel free to give us a call, and we'd love to talk to you more about our program and answer any questions that you have. Thank you again for your time. If you have any questions about the program, feel free to type them in now, and I will do my best to give you an answer.
Okay, Wes, we've got one question on how they can contact you directly.
Yeah, absolutely. My email, and perhaps I can actually show it on the screen. Let me do that. My email is probably the easiest way to contact me. So do a little work on the fly here, guys. I'm going to type it into the chat box if I can. I can't. Okay, it's wyonts@newhaven.edu. That's wyonts@newhaven.edu. You can email me directly, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. And
for those of you who can look at the chat box on the right side of your screen, I typed the email address in there as well for you.
Thank you very much, Marcus.
And there were a couple other questions that came in through the chat. In terms of completion of the program, if a student can't go straight through with all of the classes in a row, say they had to take a break, what's the length of time? Do they follow our traditional 5-year time limit, or is there a different limit for all students?
It's the same time limit for completing the degree, which is 5 years. The issues that arise sometimes with taking time off is the main thing is you want to make sure you get in contact with your academic advisor, which would be me in this case, and let me know, and then we can talk to financial aid, because you want to make sure you understand exactly how the timing might impact things such as your eligibility for financial aid and when the courses that you do not take will be offered again. It is entirely possible, though, to take time off during the program. No one has to complete it in the 2 years. It's simply designed that if you would like to and have the motivation, that you certainly can do it in 2 years. So the best thing there is just to make sure you're in touch with me as your advisor.
And Wes, can you touch on the transfer credit policy to bring in credits to the program?
Yeah, we allow up to 6 transfer credits from other accredited universities and colleges. Whether a particular course is granted transfer credit is up to a couple of parties, and it basically amounts to making sure that what the course that you're seeking transfer credit for matches one of the courses in our program. If it overlaps substantially and it's from an accredited institution, then there's a good chance that you'll get transfer credit. It is capped for all the programs at the university at 6 transfer credits. So if you do have courses that you've taken elsewhere at the master's level and they're in criminal justice, definitely let us know at the time you're admitted, if not during the application process, and we'll start the wheels turning in terms of identifying whether they are acceptable transfer credits and then making sure you get those credits.
And I see a question here, how often will classes be held and around what time of day? I think that's a very good question in terms of scheduling.
Excellent question. It's one of the great benefits of online courses and online education at UNH. All of our courses are asynchronous. That means that there's no set time for the class to meet. As I mentioned before, the classes are scheduled for 7 weeks. Generally, we break the material down into 7-week segments, so each week you would have a certain amount of reading, some interactive learning experiences and activities that you would do online, some discussions with classmates and the instructor over controversial topics or applications of your newfound knowledge, some additional kinds of activities and assessments to gauge how much you've learned. And then you move on to the next week's topics and the next week's materials. What it means is that the courses are not self-paced. Some folks have taken self-paced courses where you just do it whenever you feel like and you go all the way through the material. And if you can do it in a weekend, then you do it. These are not designed that way. They're designed so that students go along at a regular, structured pace. They're learning along the way in sequence of really how you should learn the material, constantly reflecting on what you've learned and what it means for you within the field of criminal justice, and really we're focusing on retaining that knowledge. That means that classes do not meet at any particular time of day. The great flexibility is, for instance, we're doing this at 7 to 7:30 in the evening on the East Coast on a Wednesday night. Many of our students are active in their courses between 8 and 12 at night because they have jobs and families during the day that they need to take care of, and the most convenient time is during the night. So all of your communication will happen through structured tools that we have online. Means that you'll take turns talking in classes, posting responses to one another. You will interact, but it is at a asynchronous pace, taking turns, going back and forth. And because of that, we can really allow flexibility yet have structure, and that's really important for online instruction, is to have structured experience that is also flexible and meets your scheduled needs. Other questions about the program or courses or admissions?
Looks like it looks like we've got most of them answered at this point, so we're happy to take any final questions if anyone has them. Otherwise, we can let everybody get on their way. Looks like we're pretty good, Wes.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Marcus. I hope everyone has a great evening, and feel free to contact us if you have any additional questions.
Thanks, everybody.